Is drawing faces easier than it looks? No. Drawing faces is one of the more complex and compound things that you can do when learning how to draw. Hey, I'm Rusty Nelson, your college art professor, and let's take a look at some processes that I used as a graphic designer to improve my sketches. Let's get started. All right, so this is the process. This is that face I drew a couple weeks ago. It's got all sorts of issues, isn't quite right, and is a little bit off. And again, I'm not a portrait artist, but it's those little details that will either make or break a likeness, and I just didn't quite capture it. And I identified several spots and places in this sketch that I could refine and get it to a closer end result to the photograph up in the corner. So let me show you what you need. I'm going to be working with a mechanical pencil with 6B lead in it. I have a 9x12 tissue paper and a white sheet of paper that I can use just to slide in and check my progress on the sketch. So I'm going to scoot up here. I'm going to sit down, stretch out. Okay, we're in face mode now, so let's get started, and we're going to draw this little puppy. I'm going to keep my paper, a lot of times I will tape it down, especially if I'm doing marker comps and stuff. But when I'm refining a sketch, I'll keep my tracing paper loose and easy to kind of float around in case I've got some proportion and width issues I can fix with this process. So right now I'm going to start out, and I'm going to get this angle right here on her head was pretty good, wasn't too bad, and we'll come around. And it comes out, there's a good angle right there, comes down still at an angle, and then bends in like that. All right, so that's right in there where the eye is going to be. We're going to have this kind of a shape right here. I want to kind of recapture that. And her nose is too low. That nose, I'm going to try to get it to where that curve happens about right there. It starts to curve right in here, like that, and then it comes down along the nose, or the underneath of the nose onto the lip right there. So her nose kind of comes in just a little bit, and then it angles in like that. All right, so we've kind of fixed a little bit of that. That eye is too steep right here. I'm going to level it out, and then it also kind of curves around that eye like that. That's a little lower, I think, right there like that. And we got all those eyelashes, like that. And then I'm going to try to get a good shape on that upper eyelid, like that, right there. And this is all going to be in shade right there. And we got just a smidge of the iris right in there like that, all right? And we got some of the lower eyelashes, comes in right like that. That we got a better shape. It's still a little bit too big right there. We're going to get the little nose divot right there, and we have her cheek coming in. It's going to come around. I'm going to try to pull this chin and lip and everything out a little further right here like that. There we go. It's going to fall right there. Comes down, and then we'll get the chin like that. All right. All right, and then the eye here is pretty good, but I didn't get it quite right, the shape on it either, so it's got to come out more like that. And it's a little more of a closed eye. And we'll pull it around like that. There we go. And we'll get a good bit of that, and we're going to come after that eye, upper eyelid shape, right like that. Got the nose. Let's check it, see how it looks. This is always the fun part. Am I getting it? Am I fixing it? That's always the million-dollar question. All right, and then we'll get this. I want to go ahead and just kind of block in real quick this. Actually, I thought maybe I need a little more of an arc to that. So throw a little more of that into it. Like that, okay. So hopefully we will be able to get some more things happening here. Got the divot under the nose right there, and it's more of this kind of a shape like that. Pull it down, pull it right out here along that upper lip, and it comes down like that. I got too much. There it is. We'll see. I may have to erase, and this is the marker paper erases nicely. All right, so, and maybe I was jumping ahead. Maybe I shouldn't do that quite yet. So we'll just erase some of that, come back over, see where it's at, and rework it just a little bit. There we go. And this whole underneath of her eye is very dark. This whole back side, even the eyelid, the whites of the eye, this is all very dark right in there. We're going to get her nostril. It's flatter in this photograph than what I sketched, so we'll get that a little flatter, and her nostril right there is a little more of a peak to it, more of a shape like that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to come after that upper lip. It's going to bend around like that. Comes around, it's a little sharper there, and a little more of a sharper V right there. Comes down. And we'll get that shape right there. Getting that upper lip separation. Right there. Lower lip separation comes in about right there. Comes around over onto the lip. Got that V right there. Comes around. Like that. And we'll pull that cheek right there. And a bit of a shape right there. Okay. I want to pull this up just a little bit. Move my whole drawing up because there's a good arc right there before it transitions into the chin. So I compressed her lower face too much. Okay, so that's looking better, and we can kind of tone in some of the work right in through here. All right, and pull that over, and we can get that collar established real quick. All right, get that right there. I'm going to put the facial features back in here. The hairline actually follows more of the angle of the forehead over to the center where her part is. This is too high, so I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. And we'll bend it over and around like that. I'm going to pull this up just a little bit, right up in here. Pull it up a little higher, pull it around, and we'll catch that shape right there. So we'll get some of these locks drawn in. Like that, like that. And we can start working in some of the value. She's got the highlight. Actually, she's got a nice tone on the bridge of her nose. The highlight's just off to the side. The highlight on her nose is right there, and she's got that nice little separation right there. We can get some of that tone going. Backside of the nostril, right like that. The upper lip, lower lip, all that lip area is a lot of value. And then we got that chin coming across right in here, right like that. All right, so you can see I like to kind of circle some of those highlights. She's got the cheek right in there like that. All right, let's take a peek real quick. You can kind of see the improvements already. Got that shadow coming across this way. There we go. And that whole plane has some shadow. We got the shadow coming in right in through here as well. In through here. Very dark. Get the underneath of the eyelid. Like that. And we'll get some of these eyelashes. That'll make her eyes look a little better. Need to be a little thicker in there as well. All right, and the ear, I had not used enough of the ear here, so we'll get some of the strands happening here. Pull that up. Let's get some more of that ear. There we go. We got more of the ear. I did not draw the ring the first time, so let's get that in there this time. Got another ring right here. Get the ear. Get the structure of the ear going. So fixing a lot of issues. Let's come around here now. I'm going to bring this down. Pull it out. We're going to bounce this out a little further, I think, this time. Bring it around. Comes in, comes across that way. Comes around. Down. That's one thing I didn't get right. I don't even have the angle yet. So there we go. Comes down around like that. And we got the neckline, comes way up high, like that. And that collar is actually coming around, coming in right in through here. So I did not have her neck quite right. Right like that. And then the jaw comes down like that. And it's actually she's got a sharper jawline than what I initially drew with that process. So right now, we'll pop this back in. And really, I think we fixed some of the basic structural issues that I have incorrect in the initial sketch. Made the nose a little better. I think we got the nostril in a better place. Got the lip and the mouth better. Got a better chin line. And it's just a matter of tone and getting all of the value blocked in right in here like that. So now I have the initial sketch pretty much fixed to where I can come in and really start blocking in all the values. So there we go. Let me get this There you go. That's one way to kind of resolve some of the issues if your initial sketch wasn't quite right. All right, there you go. That's a quick overview of using a piece of tissue paper on top of an initial sketch, coming back in, identifying the problems with your initial sketch, using that tracing paper as a means to move the objects and the reference points, the features around on the new sketch to fix the problems that may have existed in your original sketch. So you don't have to be perfect at that face when you initially do it if you know a process. And that's the great thing about being a graphic designer. We're all about processes. If it doesn't look good, there's a process to fix it. I hope this tutorial was helpful and you got a lot of value out of it and you learned something about how to work with faces and how to resolve issues. And if you did, please give me a like and a subscribe. Share that sucker out to somebody. Drop me a comment. Those comments are very important. So I really do appreciate them, and it gives me a lot of ideas for future videos. And if you want some Loomis and Riley method assets and resources, go over to my website. Link is in the video description. Get over there, download it. It's free, costs you absolutely nothing. There are a bunch of affiliate links in the description as well for supplies and tools and paints and things like that. Remember, those are affiliate links. I'll get a small commission on that if you use those links and buy anything. There's some books in there as well, really good resource books that you can buy on Amazon. Check those out. If you think I'm doing anything good on this channel, providing these free tutorials and lessons on how to draw and paint, please consider giving me a $5 a month membership over on Patreon. Links in the description as well. I do appreciate it. And if you're needing some small sense of structure for your learning how to draw and paint, I have put together a 15-week calendar of exercises and topics that you can work on in a very organized and skill-building manner. It's the same processes and methods I use in my figure drawing classes, my observational class, and my watercolor class, starting from simple exercises and moving into more and more complex topics. So check that out. It's on Gumroad. The link is in the description as well. I do appreciate any support you're giving me, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.